Peace and love. Sister Nzinga here from Flowing and Growing with Sister Nzinga. Thank you so much. Thank you for our subscribers. Thanks people that come by and listen and share and care and leave comments. Thank you everybody that takes the time to check in with me. As every Tuesday I put a new video out talking about emancipating ourselves from mental slavery, giving you information to help you think about the steps to take to do that, perhaps. I hope that we all are willing, because who wants to be a slave? You know what I'm saying? You know, there's been times when we had the chattel slavery, meaning that we had chains on us and that type of a thing. But now this is a mental slavery. Before I get started, I want you just to see this beautiful sunset. There it is. See the beautiful sunset. I'm up at my friend's place, and it's so beautiful up here. So I just want to share. I came up here early just to see the sunset and to have a little peace. Quiet. No one's up here. Actually, even the owner's not here right now. So I just wanted to come up here because I had a kind of a busy day. Went and worked out this morning, and I kind of overdid it a little bit, but it's all good. Because, you know, our physical health is just as important as our mental health. So anyway, carry on here. Today I want to talk about something that involves the children, because really this emancipating ourselves from mental slavery, it is for us to benefit from here as adults, but ultimately what we have to do is think about our children. And so in reference to the children, you know, we have to really be mindful of the system that we have been enslaved under with this mental slavery, and try to alleviate some of the stress and trauma and everything that has come and happened to us, and try to make it better for our children. So I want to talk about the educational system. And bottom line, it's really not an educational system. It's an indoctrination. So follow me with this. So we go to school basically till there's preschool, then there's kindergarten, and then K through 12. And during those times, we have to study what they say that we're supposed to study, the curriculum and so forth. But in thinking about that, in hindsight now that we are adults, you know, in hindsight, can you think about the fact of see how that benefited you, and how by the time you graduated from high school, like what were you able to do? Were you able to go out and get a job that had some meaning, like, you know, some type of skill that you had learned in school? Or were you just able to just go get some type of laborers type job, so you could just do a job just to get paid so you can pay your bills? So think about that. The educational system is not set up to teach us any type of skills, but it used to be. Remember, it used to be. I'm in my 60s, and we had home ec, sewing classes, knowing how to cook, knowing how to clean. We knew how to do things like personal hygiene, and those type of things that prepares a woman for her life. And for the brothers, even though the sisters could take some of these classes too, they had the mechanics. You know how to change a tire, change the oil, little basic stuff. You know how to tie a tie. You know how to take some wood and some nails and bang it together to make a table, a chair, or something like that. You know, those things have been taken out of school. And even some schools don't even have gym or recreation. You know, and so what is the school really doing? And as we have become older and have learned that most of the stuff that they told us was lies, especially in reference to history and culture here in America, then like what good is it? So it really is an indoctrination. It is a plan that has been set up for you to listen to this stuff, learn it, regurgitate it back. Again, as I always say, there's no room for analyzing, for creative idea, or new innovations of anything. It's just that you have to learn what they tell you, and then you have to regurgitate it back and get it correctly on that test. And if you don't, they tell you blue is blue. If you don't put blue down as the answer, but they tell you what color this is, then you get it wrong. So we have to be mindful that our children are being indoctrinated into a system where they wanted to prepare us to be able to be workers. But we have so much intelligence that's being suppressed and oppressed and depressed that there's no room for that. So in addition to the fact that this system that they set up from, preschool, kindergarten, and so forth, thinking that, okay, this is how my child has to learn. And then most of the time we don't even teach our things anything until we just send them off to preschool, and we want the preschool teachers to teach our children. But that's not so. Haven't you seen so many cases where there's a child who is only maybe in a teenager, but she's smart enough, he or she is smart enough to be able to start college because they've taken certain tests and have passed these tests and they're able to start college? So the point is I'm trying to make is that this system is really not, it's a system that's in place, but it doesn't have to be followed to the T. You have the freedom to be able to teach your child what you want. Because as a parent, when you start, talking to your child and playing with them and exposing them to certain things, do you know you can teach your child the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s. You can teach them how to count. I remember I saw this one videotape where it was a child that was maybe just like 1 year old and really couldn't talk. But evidently this parent had spent time with that child and had showed them these different flashcards, with just simple words: cat, hat, bat, hen, table, chair, fork, spoon, things like that. So this child was only 1 year old. She couldn't fully pronounce the words, but she knew that when she saw this card, that, this was a cat. So the child was like, cat, hat, table, just a little bit enough for you to know that they knew what you were talking about. So if you want your child to excel, if you see that your child is a little beyond, above and beyond, and really doesn't have to be, your child doesn't have to be above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Just any child, if they're taught, they can learn. You have to admit that we, of people of African descent, even though that piece of land ain't really called Africa, we as people of African descent, that we are superior. And this is why that we have been downtrodden for so long, because they know that we are superior. And there's nothing that we can't if we don't put our mind to, that we can't learn. Because anything that we have done, we have exceeded. We're old enough to be able to see that if we, when we comes to track, we run the fastest. When it comes to black people didn't used to do the organized swimming, but now we're doing it, and we're doing very well with it. I mean, so there's so many things that we didn't used to do because we've listened to these people, because we was under this mental slavery and thinking that, this is the only thing that black people are supposed to do. Black people are supposed to do this. Black people are supposed to do that. No, there's anything in this world that we can do. We want to do it. We can do it. And so I just encourage parents to, at a young age, instead of letting them watch these everybody, all the young children is doing this, what's that thing? Something night, Fortnite, and these little games where they fighting and stuff like that, all the kind of stuff. Instead of showing that to your child, show your child some ABCs, some 1, 2, 3s. I mean, and you can make it fun, because there's all types of things that's out there where they can look at, little kiddie stuff playing around and so forth, but they could be learning at the same time. So take the time to do that. YouTube has so much stuff that you could get into, and then you have to understand and do some research on YouTube and see how. I think it's something with Disney. Disney has really so much subliminal messages in it that are very sexual and not really good for children. So you have to be mindful of the things that you allow your children to do. If you want your child to be exceptional and to exceed, then it's up to the parents. We always saying the children this, the children that, the children ain't this, children ain't that. That's not correct. The problem with the children is the adults. The problem with the children is the adults. So I just wanted to encourage them. We have to think, because it ain't illegal yet. I created the acronym for the word think: taking hold of and implementing new knowledge. Taking hold of and implementing new knowledge. That's THINK. So that's what we have to do. Now the days it's no more of, it's no excuses for saying, oh, that's just the way it is, and no, you got to wait till this, you can't, your child can't learn this. But do you know that everything that you are talking about, that your child is sucking it up? Because most people, and most people are younger and they're having the babies now, and they talk around their children about what they doing, their friends, and somebody stole this, or somebody got shot, or all this kind of stuff. Your child is listening to that stuff and taking that stuff in. So be mindful about what you say around your child. And anything that you do and experience and your child's with you, it's a learning experience. Your child is sucking up everything you do. That's why we have children that cuss nowadays, because the parents cuss in front of their children. In the same way they learn they learn the words the, tree, car, table, aircraft, anything. The way they learn those things because they hear people talking about these things. And they learn how to say shit, damn, goddamn, and all the rest of the words, because that's the way we talk around our children. Well, not me, but that's the way some of us talk around our children. And so be mindful. Those are your children. You have control over their minds and their abilities. And so you can take the time and create the life that you want them to have. Sometimes, we say we want our children to be better off than we are. And that is so true. It's so important for our children to be able to have a much better experience than we have. Look at the sun going down. Oh, gosh, it's so beautiful. Oh, God, just take that in. So we have the responsibility to take our children, which really don't belong to us. They belong to the Most High. But it's up to us to guide them, to mold them, to give them, to love them. Every day, more than once, 3-4 times a day, tell your child that you love them. Give them a hug. Talk to them. Spend time. So, again, the children are our future. Teach them well and let them see the way. Show them all the beauty that is inside. I don't know the words to everything. Give them a sense of pride, to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us of how it used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. No. Find a hero within yourself. Or, let your parents be your hero. Be that good example that they would say, when it's come time for schoolwork, they say, who's your hero? And people come to school, my daddy, my mommy, because of, blah, blah, blah. So we don't have to search for a hero. Everybody's searching for a hero. I'm trying to think of the words to the thing. But you guys know this song. But this stuff is real, guys. And so I just employ everybody to just be mindful that, the things we have to do is for our future. And it does take a village. And so all the children are our children. Not just yours. All the children are our children. And we're all, as adults, responsible for all of them. So do things that's best for the children. Enjoy life. But some things you just got to take serious, because life is serious. Sometimes there's a time to play, then sometimes there's a time that when we want to need to be serious, because we got to handle our business. And there's no more excuses about, or just the way it is, or I can't do this, I can't do that. That's bullshit. If you said you can't, then you can't. But if you say you can, you can. Do you hear what I'm saying? If you say you can't, you can't. If you say you can, you can. Just that simple. So, peace and love, everybody. We have got to just break this shit down. And we have a freedom to move, to do things, to control our finances. And one thing I just want to mention, this has nothing to do with children, but I just want to just continue to talk about this. This financial part is so very important, because we take our money and go out. And our money goes out our community. Think about the fact that when you get your paycheck, how much of your paycheck goes to somebody who looks like you? And people say, well, I ain't got to spend all my money with black business, but I think you should. At least most of it, because, black people don't offer everything. But it should be a thought in your mind that you want to give that to, you want to give some money to the people who look like you, because those are the people, when the shit hit the fan, who are you going to call when? You're going to call your own people. You'll never see no Chinese man come into a black man's store to buy anything. You will never see no Chinese, no Indian man coming into a black man's store to buy anything. But we do. So this is a lot of things that we have to just really be serious about and be mindful to purposefully think about the children, because they are our future. Think about your money, what you're spending, what you're doing, and think about cutting some of the shit loose that you really don't really need. And stop buying too much shit. You can only use one at a time. Watch one channel at a time. Wear one pair of glasses at a time. Wear one pocketbook at a time, one necklace. And if you switch them around, every now and then, you'll be creative with your style. Ain't nobody going to be saying, oh, she had that necklace on last week. Okay, whatever. But it still look good today. But I don't even want to get too much deep into that, because I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do. We're just here just to kind of just give some inspiration and help people think, because it ain't illegal yet. So, hope you've had a wonderful day. I have enjoyed the sunset. Oh gosh, look at that. There it is. I could put it on top of my head. Enjoy the sunset. And it's beautiful. So peaceful up here. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night up here at Maya Sunset. And I hope you enjoying wherever you are. God loves you and so do I. Peace and love.